Hello, everybody. We are live. How slick was that? Putting a little intro on the stream, yeah. And hopefully we don't have problems with the sound tonight. I'm using the SM7B instead of my expensive shotgun mic. Lots of people complain about the volume on the shotgun mic, but fingers crossed we should be okay. And I gotta say, things have changed. I'm so used to doing videos and live streams and wearing headphones, right? And it just occurred to me, I've got proper molded in-ear monitors, which I can use for videos. So I've been using them to film, for filming, guitar playing stuff. So I don't have to have headphones on, and of course I have to have some sort of isolation of sound because I don't want the sound from my guitar to be picked up by my vocal mic. So yeah, in-ear monitors are the one. I'm enjoying this. We'll see how we get on. I was going to say maybe sitting with in-ear monitors on for a long time could irritate my ears, but then I did that live stream the other day, and uh, yeah, it was comfortable. So let me read these comments that we've got here. So that's is that Fazesh92? Oh my god, can't wait for this. Chris is so underrated. Chris absolutely is underrated. I'm going to go out of my way today to try and sell everybody on Chris Poland. For those of you that are unfamiliar with his playing, I've been obviously a little bit hyperbolic with the title, but that's what you need to do in the YouTube game. So Chris Smart says best. For me, it's Poland or Friedman tied for first. I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that it's Friedman. Of course, it's Friedman. Truly unique voices. But wait, Kiko Lorero can duplicate their parts plus do his own thing. Yeah, so Kiko's also very unique as well. Kiko is fantastic. I just think that Chris is underappreciated because he's like the first Megadeth guitarist. And obviously Marty comes later, and that just becomes like the guy that you remember. And I think it's easy to remember, easy to remember just how good Chris Poland is. But I am going to show you some of that stuff. Zyphos says, this is going to be sweet. As somebody that wants to learn how to transcribe and get better with figuring out rhythms, also by figuring out harmony, this is going to be cool how you do this. Yeah, so this is what I do. We've got a reference to Ohm. Yeah, one of the bands that Chris played in. We're not doing... we've got a kind of Chris solo thing that we'll be looking at. We're not actually looking at a Megadeth solo, so none of that. Music intensifies. I should be clear, the music in that intro is one of our songs, just with the vocals removed. And there's actually a sample in there. There's a Terence Trent D'Arby vocal sampled in there. But yeah, that's some of me playing guitar. If you want to go and check that out, I guess I can give you the where you can go for that. Hang on. For the Spotify among you, I'll post that here. So if you want to go and check out our music, please do. Some feel-good soul, soul type stuff. I'm sure you'll have a good time. Poland is so unfairly overlooked because Friedman is such a giant. Yeah, I think that's no lies detected. Absolutely spot on there. Friedman has an odd picking hand technique. Poland has an odd fretting hand technique. That is spot on as well. Can't argue with that. Again, no lies detected. Chris is such a unique player. I'm going to say something controversial. To me, Chris Poland is like Sean Lane, but really good. Because I'm not a Sean Lane fan. When I hear Chris play, I'm just like, this guy is insane. Absolutely insane. And also, imagine getting fired from Megadeth for having a bigger drug problem than Dave Mustaine. Like, and he's still alive and kicking. Again, legend. Okay, cool. So let's talk about what we're going to be looking at today. Before we do what we're going to be looking at today, I want to show you a really cool Chris Poland clip that I've played on the channel before. He used to play in a band called Mumbo's Brain, or Mumbo Brains even. One of the coolest things he does is his bends. Yeah, super, super unique. He's got the Holdsworth phrasing thing down as well. Like, he's just an incredible player. Anyway, let me bring this up for you. For those of you that are unfamiliar with some of the stuff that Chris does, let's go here. So this is just a video on YouTube. This is Love Song. I've always wanted to transcribe this on YouTube, but I can't realistically do it because the video is so low quality. As you can see, it's a fraction of the screen, and even then it's like filmed on a potato. But this is Chris playing with Mumbo Brains, the song Love Song from 1995. Just a live solo. Like, check out his playing on this. It's ridiculous. The worst thing about that solo is, as you heard, there's a cut in the footage where it just cuts like out the end of the solo and just goes back to the song. He's playing, like, the first time I heard that, it was like, what is this? Like, his tone is like so buttery. It's so smooth. It's like he plays with such ferocity, but there's virtually no pick attack on anything. It's insane. Just absolutely awesome. Yeah. So let me just read more of these comments. Hello, I almost agree, but Kiko's solo stuff is too good. Kiko's solo stuff is incredible, and it does count. I think of all of the Megadeth guitarists, Kiko has the best solo album, hands down. That's going to catch me a lot of flack. Obviously, you know, I know Kiko. I'm Kiko's transcriber, so I have a long history with his music. But I think that first record, it's called No Gravity, isn't it? Yeah, No Gravity. I should double check that. Can name all the tracks on it, but it's one of those weird. Yeah, it's No Gravity from 2005. 20 years old. Wow, that's a hell of a record. Hell of a record. There's some really, really cool musical stuff on there, and it's a rock shred album. Then he's got the second album, Universo Inverso, which is much more like jazz fusion. Very cool. Kiko, again, also incredibly underrated. So, can we get the Beato book here? What do we mean? What are we talking about? What? I'm not entirely sure what you mean, sir. He has the best tone for sure. Yeah, I agree. Heard this Poland solo. Thanks to the guitar solos. Oh yeah, of course. We played it on the guitar solos. Yeah. It's obviously Dave because Dave told me it's Dave. That makes sense. Okay, let me show you what we are taking a look at today. So it's not as cool as that Mumbo Brain solo because that solo is incredible. We are looking at, where's my, there, okay. So we're looking at this solo. It's just some footage of Chris from a documentary. I've already loaded it up in Transcribe and marked the file out. If I remember right, I think there's one bar that I missed a bar in there. But let's take a listen to this solo so you've got an idea of what we're doing. I'm not incredibly... yeah, two different people, two different names. I'm not incredibly wild on the very start of this solo, but as it opens up, it really is. He really cooks. And so I want you to pay particular attention to his bending technique, because his bending technique is non-standard. Some might even say incorrect, like dangerous on the hand. He's not using the strength of the forearm as to pivot and get his bends. He's getting it from his actual fingers, which puts a lot of strain on the tendons in the hand here. But you know, it works for him, and I've always maintained that as a teacher, it's not my job to tell someone that they're doing something wrong if they're doing it right, if that makes sense. Very good. Have to admit to being one that isn't familiar with Poland, but looking forward to this. Okay, cool. So, well, let's press play and check it out. So there we go, some Chris Poland for you. He's absolutely astonishing. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Love his playing. Like I said, Mumbo Brains, they're not really a band that you can listen to. By my understanding, they're kind of one of those underground things from back in the day, from the mid-90s. But he does play with the band Ohm. That's his band. So they're a kind of rock fusion band, worth checking out. And of course, he did those records with Megadeth, and as his solo albums, Return to Metalopolis. Chris, yeah, definitely a great player. So, yeah, so didn't he damage his hand? So I'm not sure on the ins and outs of his hand, but there's definitely something going on. Yeah, it looks like some sort of injury that he's had there. Rasta says that it looks quite deformed. Fucking Estonia. Nervous system does that weird stretch with a pinky. I think ultimately none of these things are important, right? What's important is, I think, when we listen to his playing, we're bowled over by how fucking excellent he is. Like, it's just, in particular, a 20-second solo. 20-second commercial during the solo. Well, that's unfortunate because I'm about to play you a commercial. I'm just, in particular, let me pick out the part that's like really astonishing in that. The thing that he obviously does that's awesome. Those licks. Da 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 da. With those bends and then the chromatic drop downs. He does one later in the solo as well, and it's just very cool. And even the final note isn't a released note that he puts vibrato on. It's like a huge bend, semitone drop, but that semitone drop still leaves you bent up, so he can then apply his vibrato to a bent note. It's just very, very cool. So Chris is, like I say, really, really worth checking out. Excellent player. Let's have a look. One more album to check out. He did a collab with Humphrey McGee's called Humphrey. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. With extension, the two albums. Yeah, I think, looking at the credits at the bottom here, it says he plays with Ohm, Megadeth, Damn the Machine, Circle Jerks, or technically this says Damn the Machine Circle and Jerks. So he's done more. Great player. Well worth checking out. Right, guys, it's coming. I have to run my quick website ad. GuidedPracticeRoutines.com has launched. You've got 3 days once the once the clock turns midnight to lock in 20% off at guidedpracticeroutines.com. You can get 20% off for life. Once that sale is over, it will go back up to standard price. So you can currently join Guided Practice Routines for as little as about $17 per month. Check it out. Hi guys, Levi here. I just wanted to take a minute to share something really special with you. Today marks an exciting new chapter in the Guided Practice Routines journey. For those of you that are new to the channel or only know me through my transcriptions, about 10 years ago I started a concept called Guided Practice Routines, or GPR, and it was really born out of wanting to create a better way of getting results for my students. It started with a pretty simple idea, to go beyond the lesson by providing actual practice routines students could follow along with. A traditional guitar lesson usually means seeing a teacher for an hour a week and they cram that hour full of information, quickly brush over some exercises, and then you're expected to remember it all and motivate yourself to actually do it. Well, the guided practice routine method is like having a teacher and a personal trainer at the same time. You learn something and then you're meticulously guided through a practice routine where we can play all of the exercises together. It's education and accountability all in one. Now over time it grew way beyond what I ever imagined. Between the books, the Patreon and hundreds of practice routines, it's reached over 100,000 guitarists around the world, and honestly it's been one of the most rewarding things that I've ever done. But I always knew that there was a way that I could take it to another level. Something easier to use, better organised, more interactive, and just an overall richer experience for anyone who really wants to commit to getting better at the guitar. So today, I'm thrilled, like genuinely so excited, to officially announce the launch of GuidedPracticeRoutines.com, a brand new platform dedicated to delivering the best guitar lessons imaginable through what I truly believe is the best format, the Guided Practice Routine System. This has been a huge undertaking. It's taken years of planning, filming, writing, and organising hundreds of hours of work to make sure it's the absolute best that it can be. Inside, you'll find a full library of courses, lessons, workouts, and live streams with new content added every week. Every single thing is designed to take the guesswork out of your practice and help you make real noticeable progress that you can actually hear in your playing. All of the new courses are fully integrated with Sound Slice, so you can slow things down, loop sections, and see the notation and tab in real time. It really takes the practice experience to another level. There's also an exclusive community where we can all share progress, ask questions, and support each other. It's truly the most complete realisation of the guided practice routine vision that I've been able to offer. Honestly, this feels like a brand new chapter for guided practice routines. It's something I've dreamed about for years, and I'm incredibly proud of what it's become. So if you've ever used one of my books or done a Patreon routine, or just want to take your playing more seriously, this is the next step. I'd love for you to come and check it out. There's even an exclusive launch discount just this week, so signing up now is actually cheaper than my Patreon was. And that ends at the end of the week. I'll drop the link in the description so you can see what it's all about. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks for all of the support over the years. It truly means the world to me and my family. I hope to see some of you guys inside. Any questions? Sound off below. I'm always reading and happy to get back to you. Much love. There we go, running an ad. I mean, it cost us advert over the advert. Well, this is what happens when you don't have YouTube Premium, right? Big fan of YouTube Premium. I would probably cancel my phone contract before I'd cancel YouTube Premium, because I watch so much YouTube content. It's my media of choice, that the amount of time that I save by not being exposed to ads, and probably the amount of money that I save by not being exposed to ads and buying things is like truly astonishing. So can I buy shit with the XP or what? I'm not entirely sure what that means, Jason. Sorry, dude. Anyway, let's crack on. So I'm very apprehensive about doing this. What I'm going to check for, and I could have done this beforehand, but I'm just looking for, I'm just triple checking his tuning. So I'm looking for something that I can latch onto visually to give me an insight into if he's tuned down a semitone or whatever. What I got here, pretty cool. You got my card information scanned by someone. Oh man, someone stole 200. That's outrageous. I'm sorry that happened. Huh. See the amount of people that are here going, oh, I got an ad during the thing. I mean, don't. Obviously, I've automatically set the stream to be allow YouTube to show ads in the stream, but they're supposed to be sparsely placed, you know. I'll talk about the chord progression anyway. Let's get ready. I'll use the front. So here. Yeah, I think he's down a semitone. Let's get another record. Badu. Da. Oh, hello. I think he's tuned up. He's tuned up. He's tuned up. He's tuned to F. I feel like I need to do some checking to see if that's something that Chris did. But that open string was an F. It's one of those where I'm like, has the recording been pitch shifted? I'm just checking the. Yeah, I think he's actually tuned to F standard. I'll just check for a couple of other fingers. Actually, when he goes into the holds working bit. So here we have ba ba. Now we can see he's playing the 10th fret on the B string. Yeah, he's tuned up. He is tuned up a semitone. Wild. So all right, we're going to fix that in Guitar Pro right away. So he is tuned F, B flat, E flat, A flat, C, F. Can't say that I can really think of anyone doing that. But yeah, that's cool. It's funny, I was checking that because I was expecting him to be potentially tuned down because it sounds quite heavy. Very surprised to see that he's tuned up. Anyway, back to the start of the solo. So what I will do is I'll zoom in a little bit more so you can see a little bit more clearly, mark out my file with beats. And it's the same process as always. I listen to this. So I hear this phrase and I go. Now, of course, he's got the octave pedal on there, so we know the phrase is higher. He's playing the high part and the octave is low. So I'll do this without a guitar. Let's play that there. I could just stop this now because, you know, if by continuing on, I'm going to get to the fast guitar playing, and the fast guitar playing is going to be terrifying. Yeah, Zyphos. So this is Transcribe in the left. Transcribe loads the video in. I prefer to use Transcribe as my kind of audio processing tool rather than putting the audio into Guitar Pro. Oh, Jeff's here. Jeff, let me there we go. We've made Jeff a moderator because Jeff is one of the guided practice routines team. PC, yeah. I'm only recently in the last year moved to Mac. I've worked on PC my whole life. Da 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 da. So we're da da da. So it's pre-bend, tone and a half. You want to be really pedantic. This, you could go either way with this. You could call this a pre-bend bend, like he's doing this. That is what he's doing. I'm not crazy on the notation for that, but we can live with that. Yeah, holds the bend. Yeah. Is that a hammer or did you pick that? Yeah, it's a hammer. Whoops. He's got that really cool wide vibrato. I don't tend to put vibrato on my transcriptions because I feel that that's an interpretative thing. I feel that's like an ornamentation. Da 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 da. Da da. Even. Da 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 da. And so one of the questions that we had earlier was about rhythm. And how's it going, Brett? One of the questions that we had earlier was about rhythm and the processing of rhythm. So when I hear these phrases, hear this, okay? When you take a phrase like that, you have to be able to click your fingers and vocalize. Ba, 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 ba. And the pitching is not important. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. And then it's about really sort of understanding where things happen in relation to the beat. So one, and ah. Or really four, I guess. So you go one, and 4. Ba da da da. So that's you being able to read makes transcription possible. If you can't read music, rhythmic notation, which is seeing a thing with your eyes, and being able to process, this is what that looks like, and when it looks like that, it will sound like this. If you can't do that, then doing the opposite is going to be very hard too, which is hearing a thing with your ears and going, the thing that I can hear will look like this. So I think very, very useful. Makes me practice compared to other sites a bunch of info, expecting you just sit and practice alone. Yeah, practice together, progress faster. Ba ba da. Same rhythm again, right? Ba da da da. And notice how I listen to it once, ba da da da, and immediately the pitches are all there as well, because I think that pitch memory is easier than rhythmic memory. It might be easy for you to replicate a pitch vocally, but to write that thing out is harder. So you have to ba da da da. So I don't ba da ba da ba. Whoops da da. I should be able to write these things out without, really checking it. I should put a key signature in as well. It's an F. Oh, but tell you what. So something this is a weird idiosyncrasy I like to do when I'm in. It's not there. It's here. It's here. Here. Where is it? It's here. More. There we go. So I like my notation to look correct. So currently we're seeing this pitch here. When I see 12 in tablature, I know that that's a G. When I see my notation, it's showing a G sharp. So I want to actually fix that. So what I'm going to do is change this to a B, put the key signature. Just give me a second to figure this out. So that's no, wrong way. Whoops. Oh yeah, because we're tuned up. I'm so used to tuning down. Yeah, there we go. So now I've essentially turned the notation into a transposing thing. It's showing, I can see the tablature, and when I see this means A to me, and now my notation is correct as well. Silly little thing to care about, but stuff like that actually bothers me. Then I'll put my key signature in. Okay, so now my notation should look good. If I take the, this notation-wise looks much better, right? I'm just reading comments. Kind of dumb, but conducting with my right hand to see the ands visually helps with transcribing rhythms a lot sometimes. A slight visual for me goes a long way. Here's a question for you, Brett, because you're obviously a Berkeley guy. Brett's one of my old students that went on to Berkeley. So for me, and this is something that I'm working on teaching on guided practice routines, for me, the way I got so good at this was I had a very good reading teacher that really helped with my process of practicing reading. And our process for practicing reading was to really study rhythm and then let the pitch take care of itself. Well, then focus on pitch because your rhythm training was so good that you never had to think about it. And because of that, like my conceptualization of music when I hear it is visual. When I hear music, I can see the notation because every rhythm, well, almost any rhythm that we're going to come across is something that I've probably played before, Anyway, where were we? Ba da da da. He's actually not even quite in F. This is something we could actually correct. So if I went, let me get my piano sound so I can actually hear myself. Hear my piano. I know you can hear it. So F is, let me get a pad sound, which is there. So this is F. Yeah, so he's tuned to F, but he's about 37 cents flat, which is oh, sorry, I know you can't see that. There we go, I'm doing that there. He's tuned to F, but he's about 37 cents flat. So it's like E tuned up 63 cents, or F tuned down. Why not? Why not, eh, Chris? It's entirely possible he might be using a different... Well, yeah, he's probably using a different reference pitch. He's probably not deliberately not tuned to A440. He might actually, because he strikes me as the type that might tune A432. Which, of course, we can find out if we go... Where's he playing A? He plays an A. That's not actually an A, is it? It's transposing. Not important. Oh, okay, something... I actually now need to... Sorry. Now I've sort of corrected that. I actually need to go back. Yeah, so this is now corrected to the wrong place. I really wish I didn't do that. Sorry, I need to go to the front one again. So here, this phrase, yeah. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da. Yeah, so I can actually see he's sliding. So, sorry guys, this is turning out to be a nightmare. So actually not up F, but standard. Keep fingering. Yeah, he's the guitarist, just very sharp. The title is not clickbait. Brett's comment. For me, this kind of reverse, probably because at school we learned conducting, invisible bar line, etc. first. Oh, that's interesting. Segment beats and get rhythms down first. Yeah. Well, you know I'm pretty anti-solfege. So I actually need to go back now and fix my this. Yeah, there we go. Da, da. hate it that Guitar Pro does that. Da da da. Oh, he actually is a half step bend, a whole step bend from 13. What's that? Toltec strings. There's a redacted message. You could put something about his vibrato in here, because this is obviously a side-to-side vibrato, whereas his earlier rock vibrato was a more traditional vibrato. Of course, the long-term goal for guidedpracticeroutines.com is teaching you guys to be able to do this, yeah? Remember reading an interview with Chris years ago about Dave Mustaine telling him to say Michael Schenker when asked about favourite guitarists, because nobody cares about Mahavishnu Orchestra. Fantastic, yeah. Oh, nice to see you, Mike. Nice to see you. And Chris is Most Superior. Of course, Mike, co-host of the Guitar Souls podcast, where we played Chris's love song before. Yeah, my only issue with solfege is, like from a sight, solfege is a sight singing skill, which feels quite ableist. The implication is that if you are blind, you can't sight sing, and therefore it feels wrong to conclude that you need to be able to sight sing to have good ears, because I know too many amazing blind musicians who have better ears than you ever will. And then we get into the beast in solo. So I'm just going to sync this in Guitar Pro now. Just like this. So the way I would do that is, now I've got a decent chunk. Actually, put a marker in here because this is where we're coming back to. So now, if I go to the start of my solo, which is right there, and then do a click drag, to here. Going to export this. This is on my, I was going to say my other screen. I don't have another screen. I've got a Samsung G9, so it's like ultra. To call it ultra wide would be wrong. It's about 1 meter wide. So I'll just export a low res audio version of that, just because the file size will be tiny, and we don't need to make the Guitar Pro file bigger than it needs to be. This has been recorded to a click. I would assume. So I can also in Transcribe go markers compute tempo, and that will tell me the tempo. Oh yeah, I forgot there was a missing. I put a missing line in there, so just select another section. So we're looking at 169.5 as a rough guide. So I'll just put this in as a rough guide, and then if we then zoom in on the audio file down here, can sync up the start like this. I'll then isolate this, just the audio file, and now when I press play, and if I slow this down to like 50% speed, let me turn the click off. So here's a mark. Yeah, just straight away. So now our transcription should be synced. Normal speed. We forgot one other thing. So now I want to export that again, but actually with the pitch correction on it. That's nasty. Okay, so let's change this. Sorry, let's make this 170 spot on. Oh, that was nasty. That was a humdinger. Start the solo is there. Make sure I got the end. Yep. Export sound file. And now when I export sound, I also want to select the tuning to apply the tuning that I've done. Yes, we'll change, we'll update it. Was that updated? I didn't actually read the menu, read the warning that I got there. Yeah, perfect. Let me check the comments. The PTA forum community back in the day. Peer review tab. I'm not. Oh, I assume that's Power Tab. Yeah, Power Tab archive, of course. Yeah. That makes sense. I'm following. Sorry, just checking comments. Right, let's go back to it. Right, into the shred. Let's go back to my marker, which was the B section. So we've got so I'd actually do that as probably like this. Whoops. Quality Guitar Pro. This, I'm going to quantize this. I think. Let me just decide on that. How's he doing? Babaya. Da 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 da. This is playing. It doesn't really lend itself all that well to like slowing it down like this. That's tricky. So I definitely do this as a 5. Now I'm just going to speed it up and look at his picking. Like that. So now I've got his pitches in. I'm just going to speed it up a little bit and just take a listen about how I have the we're checking our pitch. Now 12 to 15. It's he's alright, yeah, he's somewhere between the two actually, isn't he? It's one of those, yeah, maybe. Yeah, he's definitely between the two, isn't he? Yeah, I'm actually just going to quantize all of this because I think this is, when you're doing something like this, it's more about your conceptualization of the line. I think the problem with it often is the case when you do economy picking stuff, swept notes tend to be a little bit rushed. And I hate the idea of somebody sitting down with one of my transcriptions and going, oh, okay, so he's going da 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 da, when actually he's just playing the notes. He's not counting that. It's, you know, you're not hearing the difference. So I think conceptually this is like a better way of doing it. He's floating with the time a lot here as well. That's, I hate it. He actually picks the whoops. Love it. he's starting on 15 there. Yeah. So it's yeah, it's well, da da wa, da da. Wa, da. That's a ridiculously cool bend. Da 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 da. If you beat map the whole tune as the first step, you can actually use the timeline to tell which subdivision. Yeah, but that's so we transcribe with our ears, not with our eyes. Like, I appreciate that I have software on here, but if I was blind, I'd still be able to do this. That's really cool. So I'm hearing the 15 here, but visually you can see the shape that he's going for is definitely the 16, and that kind of makes sense for the kind of geometry of the line. Yeah. That's really cool. Now we just want to hear his picking on that. There's so much economy picking and legato happening. It's like really, really cool. Well, I hear what you're saying, 00 Govern 00, but I think as someone commented previously, Chris Poland can play Marty Friedman solos. Marty Friedman can't play Chris Poland solos. Yeah, so here. Yeah, so here it's really like a 7. Really, we're going like. Like that. Javier. Hello from Colombia. Hello from Scotland. Yeah, we will actually do. is so... It's like such an aggressive sound. The bends are just so in your face. And visually looking at this, see he plays this. It slides up and puts the vibrato on at 10, and then he moves his hand over and changes the pickup selector, and you just know that means you're in for a bad time as a transcriber. As a listener, you're in for a great time. Finger's always in the wrong place for that. Let's hear it at speed. Oh, guys, I might need a second. Before I delve into this. This is going to kill me. But it's fine. Let's see what we did. So we got from here. Obviously happy with how it's sounding, unhappy with what I'm about to have to do. Hope everyone's having a good time though. Let me bring my face up. I'm here somewhere. There. Hope everybody's having a good time. I've been having a good time today playing my baby. How beautiful is this? I've been doing Paganini all day, recording videos. Get her on the rack. No bending on that though, not with the 15s on there. Does anybody have any questions? I'm trying to avoid just playing an ad, you know. Fuck it. Bring your questions in, people. So, yeah, last chance. Well, not literally last chance. You've got a few more days to secure 20% off at guidetopracticeroutines.com. I'll be uploading this transcription there. Question: how are you playing Guitar Pro and Transcribe at the same time? I'm not. What, when I do this? Oh, sorry, you can't see. When I do this. The audio is in Guitar Pro. It's down here. This section here. Yeah, really, really good question, Brett. So I have a tradition when I'm doing Greg's stuff. When I'm doing Greg's stuff, you have to understand, or you have to consider that symbols in notation are exactly that. They're symbols. And they can have meaning. Now, there's the accepted meaning for things, but you can have a non-standard meaning for a thing. So I think for most guitar players, or for most musicians, if I put this vibrato on here, you wouldn't really distinguish between that and that, or that and that, right? There's all these symbols that we can use. As a guide, when I'm doing the Greg Howe stuff, I use this for vibrato, which I don't tend to put in transcriptions, and I use this for slide vibrato. That's what I do. So to me, when I put that in, that means that wide slide vibrato. You definitely shouldn't notate it. Or at least I wouldn't. Oh, I see my friend Manny. Oh, let me respond to you, Manny. Right. Yeah, that's what I do. Anyway, let's get on with this fast lick. So with a thing like this, I'm going to sort of conceptualize what it is that he's doing melodically first. And then the slide. And then we've got the where is he? There. Which is da 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 da. Yeah. Whoops. Oh, is he doing that? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the phrase. Whoops. Yeah. Here we actually have so I'm actually going to treat this G sharp as being the beat, which means I have to cram a note in here. And so again, this is a choice thing, right? I think if you're being accurate, it would be this. This would be accurate. But I don't like the way conceptually that is, the way you would approach that as a player. So I think as a player, you would conceptualize that like that. Again, like this is what I'm trying to avoid doing here is what I call gear changing. So what I mean by gear changing is like a shift between 4s and 5s. These notes that he plays here, there are lots of ways you could write this. You could write it as a group of 4 followed by a group of 5, like this. You could also write it as a group of 4, then a triplet and a group of 2 like this. Or you could write it as a group of 9 like this. Now they're all slightly different in approach, but two of them have what I would call gear changes in them. This is all the notes are evenly spaced, whereas this, which I think is probably accurate, has a gear change. But when I listen to it, I'm not really hearing him going, I'm not really thinking conceptually as a player to go daga 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 daga. That's not how I would play that. That's not how I would think of it. I would think of it as a group of 9. This is more accurate, but on paper I would prefer to see the 9 there. No, Tarek, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're right in the sense that it's auto-generating lyrics which have harmonic meaning, but they don't actually have harmonic meaning. You're just associating harmonic meaning to them. Do, re, mi is worthless unless you translate that to a thing that means a thing. Why not just sing 1, 2, 3? You know? Root, second, third. Like, the actual syllables that are used require translation, and therefore, bad system. Why translate it? Just get to the point. And you're saying meaning is associated with pitches. But no, you're making that association. It's not inherently there. You can associate the exact same thing with, like I say, actual numbers, scale numbers. You know, when I hear mixed Lydian flat 6 or a Lydian dominant sound, I don't start with syllables and then have to translate them. I hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flat 6 flat 7, or I hear 1, 2, 3 sharp 4, 5, 6 flat 7, because that doesn't require the translation. It starts with the music. It starts with the scale. It starts with for me, the chord, because I think harmonically about everything. And we can't... Oh, one of my ears died there. I unplugged that. Hello? Why have I lost one of my ears? Hello? Hello? Are we back? Is it just my ear? Hello? Oh, one of my ears has just gone out. Strange. Or not handy. Oh, you know what it could be? Hello? Hello? That's better. Hello? That's better, yeah. Oh yeah, I know you can hear me. I've got my in-ear monitors in, and one of my in-ear monitors cut out, but I've got a long cable running behind me and it disconnected, or part of it had disconnected. Yeah, the few blind musicians you have already have great ears already. Isn't that strange? And here's the other thing to consider. I can point you in the direction of. I would lose count of the amount of musicians I know who know solfege and have fucking terrible ears. Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying that's because of solfege. I'm saying that objectively, solfege didn't give them good ears. You know, didn't do it. You may do solfege and have good ears, but you don't have the evidence to conclude that the reason you have good ears is solfege, instead of just the way your brain is processing music. Because we all know them. We all know musicians who went to music school but can't hear shit. Yeah, this is more reason to think 5, right? Because again, I don't want to go dagga da gagga dagga. Even though rhythmically, I think he is playing dagga da gagga dagga da gagga. So maybe I put it in, but yeah, of course. If we can point in the direction of a bunch of people who do solfege and have useless ears, and a bunch of people who don't do solfege who have great ears, then what can we conclude from that? What can we draw from that? Unfortunately, when it comes to education, there's a lot of dogma surrounding education in general and the pedagogy of music education. There's unfortunately a lot of, oh, well, we do it that way because that's the way it's always been done. You know, my teacher did it that way, and my teacher before him, and his teacher before him. It's like just this, oh, you just do it because that's the way it's done. And unfortunately, people get attached to the thing that they do, and more often than not, feel that need to protect their own. It's not ego. It's a weird, more complicated thing. So the same reason, like stupid shit like console wars happens, or rivalries around sports teams. You don't know why you feel the way you do, or religion. It's that need to justify your actions, justify the things that you do, because to have a worldview and then to be able to take a step back and go, this isn't logically consistent, is a hard thing for the ego to deal with. So it's easier for us to just go all in on the things that we believe and just go, no, yeah, the PlayStation is better than the Xbox. Or you can't you can't have good ears without doing solfege. Let me keep reading these comments. Transcriptions by ear is like lifting weights, absolutely. Build your ears slowly. Over time, you'll be amazed how much better it gets. No. So, Ben, Tom, you literally can be like me. I had a terrible ear when I started transcribing. You've literally said, when I transcribed, I got better at the thing. Guess what? I've just transcribed a lot more than you. I've been transcribing for 20 years, and like a lot of guys I know, they do a little bit of transcribing as part of their practice, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes here and there. No, I did hours a day, every day, and still do. So it's more just like I've lifted a lot more weights. Brett says people who were solfege masters, all fun and games till you try and get them to solfege their way through the Manhattan Solo by Eric Johnson or something. Like, yeah. It's odd, isn't it? All the great jazz improvisers, they don't do that either. Dated method. Most useful class I took in music school was learning to transcribe dance chords live in classroom on a piano. Might not have been tuned the best. Oh, piano's where it's at. Don't get why Berkeley spent 2 semesters on solfege for ear training classes, only to reassociate them with interval names later. The later part is the actual useful part. That's exactly the point. When it comes to teaching and education, there is far too much emphasis put on this is the way it's always been done. And I believe in, well, let's always assess why things are done the way they're done, and let's always ask ourselves if there's a better way. Can we improve the way things are done? And you've just perfectly assessed it there, Brett. And Berkeley should know that, but there's just this, but tradition, man, tradition. I'm reading Brett's comment about his first guitar profiles. This is where I missed a beat bar. Let me put this in. I put that as a 5. Does he make that transition there? That's really impressive. Oh no, maybe he does. This is really a head scratcher. Yep. Okay. Oh no. It doesn't make sense for what I'm hearing, but Baba ya da da. Whoops. Bado baba. Baba ya da. Ba da ba ba. Uh, huh. A little bit rough the end of that, but I think we should be okay with it. Let's get the okay. I read comments. Chris Poland does just get better and better. Yeah. Jazzers are the gatekeepers of gatekeepers, yeah. Yeah, when they said come to the gig and you can sit in, what they mean is you can sit in the audience. Dude, you're embarrassing yourself. Your first sequence exercise in the major scale is also gatekeeping. No, it's not. It's not the same. It's not saying you can't do a thing unless you do this thing, is it? It's not. It's not that at all. It's you're absolutely welcome to say it's dogmatic, but again, it's not, is it? Because dogma would be when you would say you're not doing it right unless you do this. And when you're saying your first sequence exercises in the major scale, you're making the assumption that these are things that I make students do when I don't. So actually, you're just kind of showing your own dogma, aren't you? But it's all right, man. You've got it all figured out. Yeah, you've got a great ear. And unfortunately for you, you are too short-sighted to give yourself credit for why you developed a good ear, and instead you need to put that on someone else, saying, oh, because somebody else taught me this thing, I'm good, therefore this thing is the reason I'm good, when you're just completely ignoring the fact that we can look at so many people who learned the same thing that you did and have terrible ears. That's not, that's a smoking gun that you desperately have to avoid. So instead you have to come back with something that you deem to be a witty comment, which is just full of baseless assertions. Anyway. But if your ear's as good as mine, why are you watching the stream? Why aren't you out there doing this yourself? But you've got it all figured out, right? Be prepared to start out badly yeah. Where is he? I need to decide if the harmonizer is a low harmony or a high harmony. for this phrase, ba 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 ba, 1 2 3 4 5, ba 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 ba, like that really is pretty evenly spaced. It never feels nice to do. What's this going to be? It'll be it's 5 in the space of 4. Yeah, which will be quintuple crotchets, which is going to look really, really ugly. But I think that is conceptually the idea, right? Da 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 da. You could feel this bend as being on, like, it's a lazily spread out triplet crotchet, two triplet crotchets. I don't think it's important. Da 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 da. Ba da da. Ba da 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 da. Nope, I don't think you know what the word gatekeeping means, man. Things that you do to get better are barriers to the competition, hence gatekeeping. That doesn't make sense. What gatekeeping is saying you're not allowed to be part of the club. You're standing at the gate and you're saying you're not allowed past here. That's gatekeeping. Just because you've done things that other people haven't done, that's not you gatekeeping a thing, is it? You're not stopping people from coming in. Gatekeeping is where you stop people from doing things. And my job as an educator is to actually open the gates for people, open as many gates for people as possible. But yeah, sit here and justify people wasting fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars going to Berkeley. Alright, what's up, Levi? Just listening. Chris is my favourite Megadeth guitarist. You're a man of culture, a man of taste. You'll also notice that Tulloch is desperately avoiding the problem with his argument, which is solfege is good, so why is it that I can show you literally I can't count on on my hands the amount of people that learn solfege and yet have terrible ears. Oh, wow. But it's one of those, because he's putting so much vibrato on it. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the is practicing gatekeeping now, so confused. The problem with thinking you're smarter than you are is that you get flustered when somebody points out flaws in your logic, and then rather than shutting up, you just keep talking. And you give away your position further by saying more ridiculous things. But again, what do I know? I'm only one of the most well-known ear training teachers and one of the few people in music who still makes a living from their actual ear. I probably don't know anything. Now we get into the really cool part. Oh no, the really cool part. What we got here? Silly question, Levi. Okay, will this be archived on YouTube so I can come back and watch this? Absolutely, yeah. This will get archived on YouTube. You will be able to watch the full stream. I'll obviously also do an animated transcription video where you can just watch the transcription playing along with the video, and you'll be able to download those on the on guidedpracticeroutines.com. Are you really hurt that someone doesn't agree that a traditional method is useless? Not at all, mate. No, I don't think any of us are upset. Like, you stay stuck in your ways. Off you go. Off you go to beat map your transcriptions, mate. It's working great for you. I actually rely on people not knowing what they're talking about when it comes to education, because it keeps me in business. What I think I can confidently say, proudly say, is that I don't think that any of my students have ever left me and gone on to another teacher and gone, God, Levi was talking some amount of rubbish. I'm actually going to put that on the beat even though he's late. Maybe if I beat map to this. Actually, it's so far off that maybe not. Sorry, man. It's off enough that I actually do feel. Yeah, Super Schofield has timing, yeah. You're right, there are aliases, yeah. It's almost like it gets right to the point and is better for the student. You need to come up with a better reason for singing syllables that don't mean anything. And you actually need to answer the question of, why can I point you in the direction of countless people who did solfege and have fucking terrible ears? Guys. What chord am I playing? And tell me how solfege answers that question. Guys, what chord am I playing? And tell us how solfege gets us there. It's funny, I don't think I've ever met anybody that does solfege whose ear training extends beyond nursery rhymes. The first one's not a major chord. Second chord is an altered chord, but we're looking for more specifically what type of altered chord, because there are lots of altered chords. This is an altered chord. These are both altered chords. But they have different chord qualities to all of them. They have different. I use the term emotional resonance in my teaching style. All right, man. Okay, right. Goodbye. There we go. We don't have to see his comments anymore. You were absolutely spot on, Zyphos, in the sense that on a chord chart, I would write C7 altered here for this chord. But if we want to be more specific, as an altered flavour, we can hear that there's a sharp 9 and a sharp 5 in there. This is my sharp 9. And it's my sharp 5. Versus, which has natural 9 and a 13. I want to guess the sharp 11. Is hidden in there. And the other one I played was this. Which has our... I guess I put... Yeah, if we just go with that as our guide tones. So this is an F minor. But we're adding the 9 and the 11. I had the 5th. And I've got the 7 on top. If I play these with a piano sound, they might be a little bit... Not quite sus. Because we do have... Sidetracked. My favourite chords are ones like these. If I voice it like... Put the 7s in these actually, they're kind of... what am I doing wrong there? Hand went right. I love that chord. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I love chords. I think I'm on track to get this transcription. Am I? Yeah, I'll get this finished. Super big bend. It's from 16. Dabo. Brett, 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 Brett. I feel like I told you this back in the day. I won't bring myself up on screen because this is really important. Stop saying minor 7 sharp 5 because it's not a minor 7 chord with a sharp 5. The only people that call it that are guitarists because it looks like you've taken a minor 7 chord and sharped the 5. When I play this, you're not hearing this as being minor. You're hearing a major chord. More specifically, you're hearing a major chord with function, which you expect to go from this to this. Common chord move, right? Even more common if I do this. They actually called this a minor. Yeah, so this highlights how bad dogmatic education can be. The reason it's so problematic to call this a minor 7 chord with a sharp 5 is that the implication of it being a minor 7 chord with a sharp 5 would suggest that the chord would not take a natural 5. So if we're thinking of this as being like an E flat, a D flat 7, a D flat minor 7 with a sharp 5, it would suggest that the scale that would fit over it wouldn't. You couldn't possibly play this note, and that the scale would have a natural 6 in there by saying sharp 5. But the scale doesn't take this note. It takes. Those are the notes the scale would take, right? And I'm deliberately not giving it the scale a name. To call it a minor 7 sharp 5 would suggest to us that the scale wouldn't take this note because this would be our 5. It has a sharp 5. So instead of thinking of this as being 5, we would think of this as being sharp 5. Instead of it being a flat 6, which is what it is, we would think of this as being sharp 5, therefore the scale should take a 6, which means we would have these notes. That's tricky, is it that? Yeah, it would be that. Yeah, it would be that. And obviously that's not right. It's not a minor 7 chord with a sharp 5. It's a major chord in first inversion. Why do people struggle with this? It's a major chord in first inversion. It's not A major, which is this. Well, this. We're taking the A major, putting the 3rd in the bass. But then because we've got the 3rd, C sharp here and here, we're just saying to ourselves, why play the C sharp twice? The bass is taking care of it, so I'll drop my C sharp down to a B, which is the 9. So it's like an A sus over C sharp. And it's an incredibly common chord to hear. If I play something like when I play that C major, we wouldn't call this an E minor 7 sharp 5 because that would be dumb. C major, C sus over E, F, and then I guess we could do like let's go. Let's Stevie Wonder it. Where's my? I'll pad it as well. If I play. Yeah, Layla's a good. So Layla, not quite. I mean, I'm. Yeah, I guess I'm playing the Layla progression there, aren't I? Layla wouldn't put the sus in there, so Layla would. So the second chord in that is just C. Then C with E in the bass. And I say to myself, well, why C with E when we could... Love that. No, definitely not distracting me. Definitely not distracting me. Source the. Oh, I'm so jealous. So jealous. Stevie's my hero, man. Stevie is like. It's different phases of your life, right? From the ages of like 12 to 25, it was Ozzy Osbourne. And then from 25 to now, it's Stevie Wonder. Oh, sorry, I know you can't see the thing. Yeah, none of this is a distraction, and I'm not giving Brett too hard a time there. Like, obviously, I actually like the distraction. I'm a huge piano nerd, like music, harmony, and I'm having piano lessons. I'm doing Noah Kelman's mentorship, so I'm doing like neo soul, like all these rich, really over the top things. I'm studying with a bunch of piano players, and I'm always happy to sit and play chords and talk harmonies. Ba 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 da ba da da bum bum ba dum da da da. I actually didn't get tickets to go and see him, and I'm part of me devastated. Like, the reason I didn't go for two reasons. One, I live in Scotland. He wasn't playing Scotland. I looked at going to London, and I looked at going to, was it Manchester or Birmingham? One of the two. I looked at London, and travel from Scotland on the trains is just horrendously expensive. Tickets for me and the girlfriend, me and Melissa, then it'd have to be good tickets as well, and accommodation while we were down there. All in, I was looking at like £1,100 or £1,200 for a day trip, which I guess would be okay. But we're booked in for our Orlando holiday, end of September, so I feel like I've spent enough money this year on like fun things to do. this is... He is really bending to it, I guess. I actually feel that I might go back through this and put vibrato on it, because there are so many examples in Chris's playing where he bends to notes and he deliberately doesn't put vibrato on it. So therefore it feels much more impactful when he does put it there. It's done for a choice versus what you see a lot of guitar players do, which is, oh, I'm bending a note, I have to wiggle my hand around. I'm part of a technical death metal. Really need to get some serious with getting better fast. Cannot buy anything now that's discounted, but I'm very interested in becoming a student. Well, disappointed for you, sir. But when you do have the opportunity, guidedpracticeroutines.com is the one. Yeah. If I didn't have my holiday booked, because we like to go to... oh, I've got a... Let's do it. I spent most of my life as a Disney kid. And then I discovered... Well, I've been to Universal before. But I'm big into horror. So Halloween Horror Nights. So we're trying to go to Halloween Horror Nights every year, which shock horror ends up being really expensive. I feel like I spend most of my life paying off my credit card bill that has a Universal trip booked on it. Oh. It's that same pattern from before. You do have to treat yourself. Stevie Wonder would have been a treat though, wouldn't it? It's yeah, it's hard. It's hard living here. I'd move to the States in a heartbeat. All the things I want to do seem to be there. I'd love to live in Florida. Actually, I'd love to live in Tennessee. Whoops. I'll actually just run this as 4s. He rushes those a little bit. And yeah, I'm learning more about Chris's technique. He's big on the economy picking, and when you do those upward sweeps, he tends to pull through 2 notes and he rushes them. Halloween Horror Nights is great, yeah, once. Yeah, so we RIP toured last year, and I wouldn't do it. I would not Halloween Horror Nights without the RIP tour. I value my time so much. I don't want to live in Florida, trust me on that. I do, Scott, I really do. That again, it's the 7 from before. Did he do that? Is it in the same place that happened last time? There was that 7. Yeah, it's the exact same place when he plays that lick. So we found a Chris Poland lick. Ba-da-da. He actually does that on the D string. I'm going to put that. Ba da da da. Ba ya ba da. How much more have I got to go? Only a few bars. I love that band. Where does he do it though? Yes. You're stuck on ads. Is that normal? No, that's definitely not normal. Maybe close the stream and come back. Oh, you probably can't hear that. Who's messaging me? Nah, good. You guys know the ad is coming before the end of the stream, but just a reminder, head on over to guidedpracticeroutines.com. He actually misses this. So I'll put it, oh, whoops. I'll put it as a muted note like that. Maybe this would be easier if I beat mapped it. Oh, that's a good question, Gareth. So the thing I'll bring myself up on screen to answer that. The thing to remember with the Guided Practice Routines books is they actually didn't come first. I was doing Guided Practice Routines on my Patreon page, a weekly practice routine every week for over a year before my first Guided Practice Routines book for Fundamental Changes came out. The nature of them was always that the Patreon videos were far more in depth than the books because I was able to do a half an hour instructional video and routine every single week. I don't think of the books as a watered down version of that though. I think of the books as a refined version of that. Now that's not to say that you don't need the content that's in the videos. I mean, need is a relative term, you know. But the nature of the books is that they were supposed to be very focused because they were made for actually a different audience. They weren't made for the super guitar nerd. They were made for the kind of 30 to 50-year-old guy who buys books on Amazon. So I kind of filtered the content down. So I would say that, all of the content that's in the books will appear in one way or another in my guided practice routines, but it's going to be more in depth in the guided practice routines. In the actual routines, we're going to play longer repetitions. We're going to play more things. The exercises might be longer as well. And we can go a little bit more into the weeds with exercises. So whereas in the guided practice routines book, I kept finding myself wanting to say, like, here's an exercise, taking thirds for a major scale, but you should be able to do this in every position, and you should be able to do this in every key, and you should be able to do this changing position every other string, etc. Right? You can't possibly fit all of that in a book. You can't put every single exercise in a book, but over the course of 100 hours, 100 plus hours of video, you can. So it's different. It's a more hardcore version of the stuff that's in the books. Does that make sense? We're basically there. Da 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 da. Ba-do-ba. Think he goes down. Oh, he doesn't. Now, I know this lick now, Chris. I think, I'm not going to do it, but I think I could write this lick out without listening to it. I know what he's going to do here. Yeah, it's exactly what I thought. He'll do that. He actually picked it though. Da-da. What's going on there? doesn't go up. Just make these 4s. That's quarter notes. Perfect. Done. I made it, guys. Right, let's listen to it and see if we are as accurate as we should be. In fact, let me save it. So, of course, this gets saved in my Patreon folder, in my daily transcriptions folder. And we will call this Chris Poland Solo. So that's saved to go up on Guided Practice Routines. Sounds like this. Put staccato dots on those. Sounds pretty good. I'm happy with that. Yeah. How does that look on neck view? You know what? I've never used neck view. There it is. Never ever used it. Let's watch it though. I'm not a fan of this. Like, it feels like there's potential for this. Yeah. So for me, the thing this is missing is like, it doesn't contain any of the bend information. I know it would be a pain for you to program it to be able to animate actual bends, but I think it would be more useful for people. Yeah. That's my perspective. Bar 29 to 31 is nuts. 29 is this one. I'll stop there. Yeah. I personally speaking, like, it's not for me, but I know that all tools are for some people. I'll bring myself up so I can see myself. It's not for me, but all tools are for some people. So I obviously look at that and I'm like, I can't fathom anyone wanting to use that. But people are different. It's like me, I'm good with notation, so I like notation. But some people, I've seen people say, could you post that in like MIDI information? They don't mean like downloadable MIDI, they mean piano roll. I understand that a little bit more than I would understand wanting to use that neck view. But some people, would genuinely like to use that. So I come at it from the perspective of, okay, well, we should make all things as accessible as possible for all people because gatekeeping is bad. I'm not, I think tablature is a good thing because it's a learning tool, and the same thing applies with that neck thing. It's not for me, but it could be a learning tool. And the way you would make it an efficient and effective learning tool is you would animate, or you would have the strings actually show bends. Because without that, it's kind of worthless, isn't it? Yeah, I wonder who's working on software like that. You're not doing quite the same thing, are you, Jason? I don't think. Well, at least I don't think you are. So, hopefully we've enjoyed that stream, guys. Doing Chris Poland live solo. That was pretty cool. And someone says always save. So I first said always save. I'm very bad in the habit of saving files. Guitar Pro does crash from time to time, but what I will say is the backup system for Guitar Pro is pretty good. I have mine set so it automatically backs up every 5 actions I take. So at most I'm going to lose 5 key presses. I know that there is a solution to that, which is to save your work. But yeah, you know how it is. You just forget, don't you? Just like the visual stimulation of neck view, tab and notation mix would be the best to learn because it tells me all the information you need. Yeah. No, but your thing, Jason, isn't is it? It's an integration within music playback software. So I thought you were doing. What is it that I'm trying to suggest here? You're doing like a neck diagram software where you can make diagrams rather than a neck diagram player. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Any final questions before I fuck off? Because it is, 20 past 12. You know I'm going to play the ad one more time, don't you guys? Any questions before I fuck off? Well, I'll tell you what, I'll play the ad in a second and I will, I'm just checking something. I'll play the ad and then you guys can think about any questions that you might have. And what is that? Interesting. Is Robert Ream on the stream? Just sending an email to Robert Ream. Am I still doing stuff with fundamental changes? I have a book coming out with fundamental changes on next Tuesday. Because I never stop, man. I never stop. What do I think about Chris's left-hand positioning and how it contributes to his unique sound, if it does? I don't know that it contributes to his sound. It contributes to the way he phrases, I would say. Yeah. I think he's a great player. Right, I'm going to play this ad, and then I will come back, answer any questions, and then I'm going to leave you. So here we go. Hi guys, Levi here. I just wanted to take a minute to share something really special with you. Today marks an exciting new chapter in the guided practice routines journey. For those of you that are new to the channel or only know me through my transcriptions, about 10 years ago I started a concept called guided practice routines, or GPR, and it was really born out of wanting to create a better way of getting results for my students. It started with a pretty simple idea, to go beyond the lesson by providing actual practice routines students could follow along with. A traditional guitar lesson usually means seeing a teacher for an hour a week and they cram that hour full of information, quickly brush over some exercises, and then you're expected to remember it all and motivate yourself to actually do it. With a guided practice routine method, it's like having a teacher and a personal trainer at the same time. You learn something and then you're meticulously guided through a practice routine where we can play all of the exercises together. It's education and accountability all in one. Now over time it grew way beyond what I ever imagined. Between the books, the Patreon and hundreds of practice routines, it's reached over 100,000 guitarists around the world, and honestly it's been one of the most rewarding things that I've ever done. But I always knew that there was a way that I could take it to another level. Something easier to use, better organised, more interactive, and just an overall richer experience for anyone who really wants to commit to getting better at the guitar. So today, I'm thrilled, like genuinely so excited, to officially announce the launch of guidedpracticeroutines.com, a brand new platform dedicated to delivering the best guitar lessons imaginable through what I truly believe is the best format, the guided practice routine system. This has been a huge undertaking. It's taken years of planning, filming, writing, and organising hundreds of hours of work to make sure it's the absolute best that it can be. Inside, you'll find a full library of courses, lessons, workouts, and live streams with new content added every week. Every single thing is designed to take the guesswork out of your practice and help you make real noticeable progress that you can actually hear in your playing. All of the new courses are fully integrated with Sound Slice, so you can slow things down, loop sections, and see the notation and tab in real time. It really takes the practice experience to another level. There's also an exclusive community where we can all share progress, ask questions, and support each other. It's truly the most complete realization of the guided practice routine vision that I've been able to offer. Honestly, this feels like a brand new chapter for guided practice routines. It's something I've dreamed about for years, and I'm incredibly proud of what it's become. So if you've ever used one of my books or done a Patreon routine, or just want to take your playing more seriously, this is the next step. I'd love for you to come and check it out. There's even an exclusive launch discount just this week, so signing up now is actually cheaper than my Patreon was. And that ends at the end of the week. I'll drop the link in the description so you can see what it's all about. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks for all of the support over the years. It truly means the world to me and my family. I hope to see some of you guys inside. Any questions? Sound off below. I'm always reading and happy to get back to you. Much love. There we go, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's 6 p.m. here in North Central US. It's like midnight here. Yeah, I always say, for the longest time, I always used to joke that, I'm a student, so it makes sense that I stay up late because I'm a student. But, I'm 36 now. I'm not a student anymore. But I got a better way of putting it. I work on American time. That's okay. So I prefer to stay up late and so I can, deal with American clients, but also do live streams like this. I would rather cater to your time and inconvenience myself so minorly. It's Wednesday. Melissa's out doing a gig. She does a gig on a Wednesday night, so Wednesday nights are really good times for me to stream. So happy to stay up late and stream for you guys. Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed the stream, but you guys have made the stream kind of worthwhile. It's great engaging with you guys. So guys, practice routines is the direction to go. Yes, really good, thorough ad, Levi. I'll be signing up for sure. Thank you very much. If you're not going to sign up, well, you can go fuck yourself. No, I'm kidding. If you're not going to sign up for whatever reason, that's cool too. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell your friends about my videos. Any requests and the like, please do let me know in the comment section. I'm going to sign off with my classic. 4 years younger than you. I thought you'd be my equal age. Oh, Does that mean I look younger than I am? Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I've been Levi Clay. You've been awesome. I will see you for another stream very soon. Much love.